Another way that this can sort of be translated through experience is when you think of the spectrum between father and mother. When father and mother joined as one, that means your consciousness represents the entire electromagnetic spectrum. That means you have full elemental command authority, right? I am what that is, of everything I'm giving love to, which means first creation is the entire electromagnetic spectrum. So now we're into pre-phase and then phased in. Now I'm experiencing the matter, right? Pre-matter and then matter. Okay, so put that aside. So when you think of extremes, like the extreme temperature on one end, the hottest magnet, and the coldest magnet, and what it means to be inverted. So I can certainly describe what it's like to experience the higher heavenly realms, 7 higher heavens. Okay. And then imagine that's one extreme of just how beautiful and spectacular eternal unconditional love, or the eternal spirit of fire that's a creator. In other words, you're with the eternal creator. Then you can imagine what is possible to experience when you're experiencing what you're experiencing through a mirror that is eternal, pure love. Wow. Yeah, that's infinite possibilities, which is infinite creative potential, because the acceleration of our accretion levels go to 100%. Wow. Now, use your imagination of another unit of consciousness that is the inverted opposite of that. So when you can imagine the most powerful creations that your mind is experiencing, using all the colors and the frequencies of how powerful love is, because it's infinite creative imagination, then imagine somebody that is on the opposite end of that, which means the most horrific spiritual torture that unit of consciousness that has no conscience and actually relishes the more different ways, just like all the different ways, the diversity in which pure absolute love on fire can create worlds, like the most beautiful clouds, the most beautiful waves, the most beautiful sunsets. Wow, right? And then you put into somebody's mind images that represent the exact inversion of that, right? Particularly with children. Yeah. It's like, how is it possible that another unit of energy, which is conscious and aware of itself, could ever conceive of its own mirror to experience something that horrific and yet choose to have another unit of consciousness experience that in them? That is spiritual death. They represent spiritual death. That's implosion. That is the other end of the spectrum that is so cold and cold-hearted that it never experiences any love. That means this is something that has no capacity to experience love. So the only way that it can experience the energy that it can pull is the more horrific of the central nervous system distortions as a result of spiritual torture that it is thus now experiencing as a way to drain as many possible electrons and the quantum energy as it possibly can to maintain what it's aware of. So you have the two spectrums. The most powerful creative energy, that is the most powerful absolute love energy, which is the creation engine, which is the first engine. And then something that is an engine that is an inversion of that. You see how that works? Patty showed you how that works with the fairy when she described the tooth fairy. Oh, we have something in here that's an enormously powerful. How beautiful it is. Now we have something that is the opposite of that, which is horrific. Now we're experiencing something that's eating away at something that's the most beautiful, that was created and born out of pure love. And then the balance. When I was a child, I'm not supposed to experience anything less than pure, absolute, eternal love because that's what I am. So I'm not supposed to experience that. That's not normal. What happened? That's what I had to figure out as a kid. What happened? That's called a fallen state. That's a fallen spirit. That's fallen energy because consciousness is energy. That's a unit of consciousness energy that is not experiencing one anymore. That's called a dissociative identity disorder. It's become disassociated from what? The first creative engine. It's not experiencing light anymore. What is it experiencing? Artificial light. It's dead. That's dead light. So that consciousness is now running the codes that represents the system of that code. Codes.